Modern films are made to assault you. Like a toxic relationship, if a film doesn't grab you by the throat with its action or settings, dialogue or chemistry, it's going to struggle to keep a modern audience. Not to say films like these are not good or enjoyable or have no place in the cinematic landscape, but it might mean that people are not so inclined to films that do not attack you, pin you down, gargle and spit intrigue into your open mouth straight from the jump. Where the film's heart and depth are found only with a certain amount of patience, thought, and quiet observation. That's why a film like Perfect Days, directed by author-filmmaker Wim Wenders, is so special, and also why it's likely to go unnoticed by most filmgoers, to their detriment, I think. In fact, a person who complains about the slow pace of Perfect Days, or is tempted to go on their phone to check their notifications, their mind buzzing 1,000 thoughts and fiending their next dopamine hit, might be exactly the person the film was made for, as a gentle suggestion of an alternative way of seeing the world. Perfect Days is almost perfect, particularly in how it explores how one can live a life with integrity and contentment in a chaotic world, but its message will only be recognized if that member in the audience is willing to give it the time and consideration to do so. Give me the same and I'll tell you why. Perfect Days follows Hirayama, played by Koji Yokusho, a middle-aged man who cleans toilets in the bustling city ward of Shibuya, Tokyo. And if you take the film at face value, that is pretty much it. No wild event changes his life forever. No beautiful women come into his life and give it a new sense of meaning. It follows him day by day as he does his unglamorous, menial job with a surprising amount of duty and intention. He wakes up, puts away his futon every morning, brushes his teeth, snips his mustache, he spritzes his bonsais with diligence and pride and changes into his overalls. He takes everything lined on the mantelpiece downstairs, his wallet, his phone, grabs his coffee, drives to work, listens to cassette tapes slowly accumulated over a great stretch of time. A tangle of keys to the public restroom storage cupboards are one after another hooked onto his waist belt in well-rehearsed order. He cleans toilets with concentration and steady effort. On his lunch break, he takes photos of trees. No doubt about it, Hirayama's life is ordinary, prosaic, mundane. As a toilet cleaner, he goes unnoticed by Shibuya, and if not unnoticed, as inferior, strange, or somehow unclean. He finds a child lost in a cubicle, for instance, takes him by the hand and comforts him. After they find his mother, she offers him no thanks and instead unsubtly wipes her child's palms with wet wipes. The idea is that he should feel like his position is degrading. He should not be content with his life, but he is. How? How can you find contentment in a completely ordinary life? That question is the core exploration of the film, and the answer it suggests lays in two chief things. One, the observation and appreciation of the world around you, no matter how ordinary, and two, a rich interior life. What makes the film so special, though, is the level of insight it has in using its visual language, soundtrack, and literary references to support its thesis on contentment and joy. Crafting the film with such meditation and attention elevates it into a realm that crosses high art with philosophy, despite the ordinariness of both the setting and the plot. As an accomplished photographer, there's no surprise that Wenders places such focus on photography and, more essentially, the act of careful observation. Hirayama takes time to appreciate the beauty of the things around him, to appreciate the pleasure of the moment. Looking up into the sky and seeing the layered depth of branches in the local park, or the play of colours on the shiny metal eaves of the public restroom, the rushing reflection of the busy pedestrians who do not stop moving. This act of deliberate observation and consideration is expressed in Hirayama's interaction with people. His dialogue is not extensive, so each interaction, each word, each moment of connection carries a weight of sincerity and earnestness. The Japanese word komorebi, to mean sunlight leaking through trees, is mentioned in the film and has significance to the film's identity, where the light that flits through the leaves of the trees is entirely ordinary and yet beautiful and transient. There's a sense of both cherishment and grief inherent in the appreciation of komorebi, since the particular shadows that form, perhaps a symbol of things like the past, people, and life itself, exist only for a moment and then are gone, and from there exist solely in our memories or the memories of those around us. The film uses its form to underpin its appeal for thoughtful observation. Days pass, and instead of there being being an explicit established text on screen saying the next day or something. The days are split with Hirayama's dreams, black and white images of the previous day. Once this visual sentence is established, it becomes obvious to the audience. They too take part in drawing purposeful attention to the images in front of them, viewing them and reviewing them with newfound meaning. The second branch of the film's thesis is the call for a rich interior life vegetated with various forms of art. The bonsai Hirayama grows are bathed in a purple fluorescent light, a colour that means passion, love, royalty, dignity, among other things. When we are given an exterior shot of Hirayama's apartment, though the building itself is dingy and not luxurious at all, the bright purple light shines outside his window from within, as if to say in no uncertain terms that there is a lot more going on inside Hirayama than it seems from the out. Similarly, music and books are an integral part of the film. The music Hirayama listens to is chosen deliberately, matching the mood and the time. House of the Rising Sun by the Animals plays as he drives to work at dawn, Sunny Afternoon by the Kinks when the mood is leisurely and warm. At the Heart of Wild Palms by William Faulkner, a book Hirayama is seen reading before bed, is the rejection of a typical life with typical wants, even if it goes against convention. The audience is encouraged to take notice of these literary and musical references as they succeed to add further body to the film's texture. I'm not sure how popular this film will get beyond people who are already interested in quiet, contemplative films, a fraction of regular filmgoers, I fear. The judiciary will say it's too slow and boring. The pretentious will say that the message is too obvious. They probably will use as an example Takashi, Hirayama's colleague, and his slightly on the nose tease for Hirayama to not spend so much effort in cleaning the toilets, encouraging him to take it easy since it gets dirty again anyway. And if not that, then the bookseller's comment about Aya Koda, the author of a book Hirayama was buying, appreciating that she uses the same words we do, but there is something special. Of course, this being a comment on the nature of the film as well. As unsubtle as these moments are, I don't begrudge their addition to the film, especially for those jittery watchers who need a clear hint at what the point of the film might be. The film's essence is like Hirayama's character writ large. At the face of it, both are mundane and hardly noticed. But like Hirayama working conscientiously, even when employed at an unglamorous job, encouraged only by an internal sense of pride of work and a contentment achieved outside of external factors, the film is a diligent piece of cinema, complex and intricate when given the time and thought needed to gain an appreciation of what it's trying to do and what it's trying to be, that is, a rumination on how to find joy and honour in the everyday. When you do this, the film transforms what would be considered ordinary into what can only be called profound.